Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Whiskey Talk with Mario. I have my whiskey poured. Do you? All right, guys. Episode 2 of Season 6. Now, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you're wondering, where are the other seasons? Well, you can check them out on Spotify if you just want to listen to the podcast. Go on ahead and check me out on Spotify, Whiskey Talk with Mario on Spotify. If you want to watch the video, you can also watch it on Spotify, but you can watch it here. Go ahead and watch it here. I need the views. I need the thumbs up. I need all that stuff. So today we are going to be discussing topics about politics. First on our list, we're going to be talking about Kamala Harris versus Trump versus RFK Jr. What do the polls say? What are people saying out there? What are the news saying? Who is going to win? Who's going to lose? Who's more likely to lose? We're going to be talking about Joe Rogan suing MSNBC over a clip that they edited, making it seem like he was endorsing Kamala Harris, which he wasn't. We'll get into that a little bit as we go on with this podcast. And then we're going to be talking about the beef that's going on with Trump and Joe Rogan. Yes, they got a little back and forth going on. Well, not really, just Trump being Trump, as always. So we're going to get into that. We're going to discuss it. We're going to break it down for you guys. But before we do that, let me go ahead and spark up my little Al Capone's. This is not an official endorsement. I'm not going to show it on YouTube because I don't want to get sued. Well, I'm not going to get sued, but you know what I mean? Like, you can't be showing anything online these days, man. Everybody's after something, man. Like, oh, you showed our product on your podcast. Now you got to pay us. What am I going to pay you? What do you want me to go to my little savings, my little coins, and give you my coins? Is that what you want? Because if that's what you want, I'll give you my coins. Motherfucker. If you guys don't know, these are little cigars. They're called Al Capone's. They're very, very good. The ones I'm puffing on right now, they're called Sweets Cognac Dip. Bomb. Bussin'. Go on ahead and check them out. If you're not used to smoking cigars, this is something good to get you started. Oh, if you don't want that head rush, you can go ahead and smoke one of these. It'll get the job done. I'm just so addictive. Just the taste of them. Anyways. So let's get on with today's topics. First on the list. Let's see, we got Kamala versus Trump versus RFK. What are the polls saying? All right, we're gonna pull up a poll right now. We're gonna read it. We're gonna go through it together and see what they are saying. 2024 elections. All right, let me see here. I'm gonna read you just a couple of these polls. These are updated as of now. Bear with me here. All right. So for the first one, we have, what is this? RMG Research. You got Harris at 47, Trump at 46, and Kennedy at 2. Harris is up 1. This is from IPSOS. Harris at 42, Trump at 37, Kennedy at 4. Harris is up 5. This is from YouGov/The Economist. Harris is at 45, Trump is at 43, Kennedy is at 2%. Harris is up 2% or 2 points. ActiVote. Harris is at 45%, Trump is at 44, Kennedy is at 10.5, a whopping 10.5. Wow, Kennedy, you're looking good on this poll. Marist College poll. Harris is 48, Trump is 45, Kennedy is 5. Harris is 3% up. TIPP Insights. Harris is 44, Trump is 42, Kennedy is 7. So as you go down the line, you will see that every single poll here, and they got a bunch of polls here, they all have Harris up by 5, 4, 6, 2 points. They all have Kamala Harris up on the polls. Every single one of them. Ledger, 48% Harris, 41% Trump, 5% Kennedy. Poor Kennedy. Harris X / Harris poll. Trump 47. Kamala. Oh, wait a minute. Trump is winning on this poll. I just found one where Trump is actually winning. So this is the Harris X Harris poll. Trump 47. Harris 43. Kennedy 8%. Wow. Okay. Well, oh, look at this one. McLaughlin. Trump at 42. Harris at 41. Kennedy at 8. Okay. So there's a few here where Trump is up on these polls, but for the majority of them, if you were to look at these, and if you want to look at these for yourself, go to elections2024.thehill.com/national/Harris Trump RFK General. Just go ahead and look it up for yourself. But the point is, I wanted to discuss the polls. So right now, if you were to look at the majority of the polls, it looks like Trump is actually going to get his ass kicked. You know, they say, the margin of error, like, okay, if they're within the margin of error, then you can say it can go either way. But according to the polls, Harris is going to have a landslide win, according to the polls. Keep that in mind. Oh, shit. My little cigar went out. Darn. All right, hold on. Let me light it up again. Oh, this is an old one. Jesus Christ. I want to have some no flavor. There we go. Sorry, guys. I got to take my smoke break in between sentences. So, yeah, according to the polls, Trump is getting his ass kicked. Kamala's going to win. It's all settled. There's no margin of error. Poor Kennedy. Why even try? Drop out, buddy. You're just wasting your time. That's what the polls are saying. That's what the news are saying. They're swearing up and down that she's going to take it. He's going to get his ass kicked. Might as well drop out at this point, right? I don't know. I mean, have the polls always been accurate on this situation? I mean, if we look back in history, just in the past 3 elections, have the polls actually told us the truth? How accurate have the polls been? How do you know? Well, let's go back in history. Let's look at what actually happened in 2016, what happened in 2020, what the polls were saying, and what the reality of it is. Because I'll tell you right now, I don't believe this shit. I don't believe for 1 second that Kamala Harris is going to wipe the floor with Trump. Not especially after the situation, after Trump got shot. You mean to tell me that this man took a shot to the ear, down near to the head, gets up with a bloody ear, raises his fist in the air with the American flag behind him, and he screams, "Fight, fight, fight." You mean to tell me this man is going to lose the election? Come on, guys. Let's be real. I mean, America loves a good story. America, we love a good story. We like a strong protagonist. We like someone who's the leader, who's going to be the good guy in the movie, who's going to fight the bad guys, who's going to fight the bad forces. That's what Trump is right now. Trump is fighting the swamp. Trump is taking on everybody. He's saying fight, fist in the air, American flag in the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. America loves a gangster, man. American gangster. That's who Trump is. You talking about the lady, you talking about Kamala, the lady who, when they ask, who's your favorite rapper alive? She says, Tupac. Lady, do you not understand? They said your favorite rapper alive. Tupac been dead for years, since 96. The hell's wrong with you? Have you ever heard that lady laugh? She's scary. She's like she sounds psychotic. She has a psychotic breakdown every time she laughs. And this is who's going to win. This is going to lead the country. This is going to sit across Kim Jong-un, Putin, who's going to ching chong. I don't know. I'm sorry. I did not mean to offend what's his name? Ching Chongping, the president, the leader of China, whatever he is. You mean to tell me she's going to sit across him and with that crazy laugh and they're going to take her serious? No. Every time she talks and she starts laughing, people are just going to be like, what the fuck's wrong with this girl? Let's get the hell out of here. This lady's scaring me, all right? But Come on now. Come on now. Is that really who we want as a leader? Somebody like that? Somebody goofy like that? Somebody who... I don't know, guys. I don't know. Democrats, come on. You guys tell me. You guys really like her, or you just have no other option? What's going on here? Let's talk about it. So what's the reality? We already talked about the fact that, you know, the polls don't always tell the truth. So let's go and see what the hell's actually going on over here. All right? So we saw the polls, right? It looks like Mr. Trump might not win this election. Looks like Kamala has it in the bag, according to these people. But polls are not accurate, are they? This is from www.axios.com 2024. How 2024 pollsters are trying to avoid their 2020 mistakes. All right, let's go through this real quick. Candidates and voters alike are wondering whether they can trust the polls ahead of the November's elections. Why it matters. The 2016 and 2020 elections rocked public confidence in polling after many underestimated the amount of support for former President Trump. Meanwhile, pollsters are having to adapt their methods with fewer respondents answering the phone. It's pretty apparent that polling has some entrenched problems, Benjamin Toff, a University of Minnesota professor who researches public trust in polls and news coverage. Flashback, in 2016, some Trump supporters decided their votes last minute, according to American Association for Public Opinion Research. Others were shy about admitting their support for Trump given the controversy surrounding him. Many polls also sampled too many college graduates who tend to lean more Democratic. Courtney Kennedy, the vice president of methods and innovation at Pew Research Center, told Axios. The problem has been diagnosed and largely fixed, she noted. So you say. Yet in 2020, national polls saw their highest margin of error in 40 years per AAPOR, and during the 2022 midterms, the much anticipated red wave failed to materialize. Yes, it did. Let's be real about it. Zoom in 2022, 17% of national pollsters used at least 3 sampling methods, sometimes within the same... Okay, so it goes on to say that they're trying to fix the whole polling situation because they haven't been so accurate. Do you guys think that they're fixing it? You think that they went through the loopholes and they saw what was wrong with the polls and why they were so wrong the last few elections? You guys think that's true? Because I highly doubt it. I feel like polling is very, very inaccurate. First of all, you cannot get all these people on the phone. There's always going to be problems. People changing their mind last minute. There's people who go from one side to the other side in a matter of weeks. You know, a lot of things. It could be a lot of people are issue voters, you know, not party voters. So you have people who are like, you know what, I'm for abortion. And then, but I like everything Trump has to say, but abortion is very big to me. And then Trump comes out as a more moderate conservative, a more moderate Republican on abortion issues. And then these people are like, you know what? That's the only reason I wasn't supporting Trump. But now he got my vote because he's becoming more moderate. You don't know. That's an example of why people can switch their mind last minute. I wouldn't trust them. Polling gives you an idea of where things may go, but is not really going to tell you where things are actually going. Okay, if I was Trump and I saw those polls, maybe I'd be like, okay, you know what? Let me ramp it up a little bit more. Let me talk more about issues. That's what I would do. But there's no reason to panic. There's no reason to feel anxious. If you're a Trump supporter, I feel like we have this in the bag, yo. Because Trump is an interesting individual because, believe it or not, he's a little bit more moderate than the other Republicans. He's not one of these like uber conservative Republicans that wants to ban everything that goes up against, you know, religious morals and this, that, and the other. He's a little bit more cool than that. He's a little bit more laid back than that. You know, he'll let some shit slide. So a lot of moderate people do like him. A lot of people are actually conservative financially, but not, say, socially. So they lean with Trump. Maybe they're conservative socially, just a tad bit, moderately, that's the word of the day. But economically, They're more, conservative. They don't want to be giving all these, all these welfare programs, and they don't want to be paying higher taxes because their tax margins, this, that, and the other, right? So, I don't know, guys. I feel like based on in the previous examples in history, I say don't trust the polls. We're going to win. We're going to take this. 2024, Trump, MAGA, make America great again. We going to get this, boys and girls. We going to get this. We going to get there. We going to get to the promised land. Yes, sir. What else? What else we got? I'm going through this fairly quickly because I don't want to bore you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like sometimes I talk too much. Sometimes I feel like I talk too low. I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you like when I speed up the pace a little bit, when I speak a little bit faster and I get through the subject and I boom, 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 stop wasting time? Do you like when I stop and I pause and I chill and I smoke and I drink and I just, talk to you guys like you were my buddies? Because you guys are my buddies. You're my supporters. You're my buddies. You're my friends. You're my brothers. You're my sisters. You're my cousins. You guys are, everything in between that. But do you guys like it when I slow it down, when I'm a little more chill, lower the voice a little bit more, lay back? Or do you like it when I speed up a little bit and I just say things that come to my head and I just start talking? And I don't know, I could kind of get tongue twisted and shit because I'm not very good at speaking English. English is not my first language, believe it or not. For like the first 8 years of my life, I barely knew how to speak English. I used to speak nothing but Spanish. And so I trip over my words. I get tongue twisted. It's a little bit hard to speak as clearly as if I was speaking in Spanish. But hey, you know what? I get it done. It is what it is. So you tell me, do you like when I get through shit? Or do you want me to slow it down? Anyway, so I got way out of topic. Let's get back on topic. Let's get back on this fucking podcast, man. Let's get back to the subject. Hold on, let me take a puff because I need to chill, bruh. I need to chill. You know what's crazy? This is the right cigar. I just think I puffed too much earlier. It was very bitter. Yo, you guys got to try these, man. Al Capone's. All right. Let's get on with the next subject. Okay, so what is the reality? What's actually going on with the polls, with the election? Like, who's actually winning? Let's look at this article. Damn, I'm gonna keep my laptop over here, guys, so I can read better. So, here's an interesting thing, all right? Remember Trump came out and YG released that song saying, fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Remember that shit? Everyone was singing along to that shit. Well, things have turned. Things have changed. Now you got 50 Cent. You got different rappers coming out and supporting Donald Trump. You got a lot of minorities, a lot of black folks, a lot of Latino folks coming out and supporting Donald Trump. A lot of illegal immigrants coming out and supporting Donald Trump. And you're like, what the hell is going on around here? So this is from the Daily Signal. Let's go on ahead and read a little bit of this article. The Center Square. After the failed assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump, support has poured in from now former Democrats and former Democratic donors and celebrities. Black television personality Amber Rose, who used to think Trump was a racist, endorsed him at the Republican National Convention. When explaining her change of heart, she said, the media has lied to us about Donald Trump. Yes, indeed. I know this because I used to believe those lies, so I'm here to set the record straight, she said. She did her own research and met Trump supporters saying, this is when it hit me. This is where I belong. This is where I belong. She continued, the left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side and the people who supported him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. Yes, indeed. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. Yes, in fucking indeed. Yes, we were. 100% of Amber Rose, I never thought I'd say this, but she's... I agree with you. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food in our kids' plates. Say, girl, preach it. In response, CNN senior political commentator Scott Jennings said, "This is how you change the composition of the electorate." Okay, forget all these, but the way they word it here is funny. Blacks have traditionally supported Democrats by a significant margin. In 2020, Joe Biden received 87% of black vote to just 12% for Trump. In the months, the Center Square Votes voice poll conducted after Biden's poor performance in June's debate and before the assassination attempt on Trump, 72% of black voters said they supported Biden to 18% support for Trump, a considerate swing. Okay, so again, Frank Stallone, the brother of actor Sylvester Stallone, initially thanked God for protecting our only savior for our country. All the hatred coming from the left propels this kind of behavior. Okay. So it keeps mentioning famous names like Elon Musk, 50 Cent, like all these different rappers and actors, and it's talking about the celebrities that happen to be minorities or former Democrats, former liberals. If you look at the hood, you have rappers now that are rapping about Donald Trump being the shit, being gangster, this, that, and the other. The hood loves Donald Trump. Let me put it to you this way, man. Donald Trump is the only former president or president that has ever had a mugshot and been shot at and still running around being a menace. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is straight up gangster. So what do you think? The hood is going to fuck with Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are going to look at Trump and be like, you know what? I feel you, bro. Because the law's after me all the time, too. The law's always trying to put me down, put me in prison. They trying to come at me with everything they got. They're trying to throw the book at me, free my homies, you know what I'm saying? And I feel you, Trump. I feel you. I got a mugshot, too. You got a mugshot. I got a mugshot. We relate on that. You've been shot at. I've been shot at. You know what? We relate on that shit. Trump could have been born in South Central for all we know. Shit. My boy's gangster as fuck. So the hood is fucking with Trump. I hear a lot of people. Look, listen, I'm in the streets, right? I'm in the streets. What I mean by I'm in the streets, meaning I'm a general blue collar worker. So I talk to everyday people, everyday workers, all colors, every single person of every race, religion, this, that, and the other. And I see more support for Donald Trump these days. Way more than I did in 2016 and the years after 2016. A lot more people were against Donald Trump. Now, just about everybody I meet and talk to, like a good 80% of people that I come across and have a conversation with, support Trump, especially hood people. So, what's the reality? You can post shit all day, but you're not out there in the streets. You're not out there talking to people, blue collar workers, the truckers, the trade workers, tradesmen. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Cut the bullshit. All right. Let's see here. What else we got? Ooh, RFK Jr. struggling to get on ballots. Democrats making it difficult for him. Latest disqualification in New York. All right, let's talk about what's happening with RFK Jr. in New York. Because this is really messed up, y'all. It's bullshit. See the difference between Bernie and RFK Jr.? Bernie kind of bent over and say, go on ahead, do your thing. Just take it easy on me. You know what? RFK Jr. is like fighting. He's throwing elbows. He's like, get up off me, man. Get up off me, man. So, let's talk about what's going on with RFK Jr. real quick. This whiskey's almost damn near gone. Shit. Delicious. Let's read about this real quick. Check it out. Let's check this out. The case that could keep RFK Jr. off the New York presidential ballot ends. Oh, it ended? What the hell? What the hell? Okay. A judge is expected to decide soon whether Robert F. Kennedy Jr. falsely listed a New York resident as the independent presidential candidate fight to get on the state ballot in November. A non-jury trial in Albany over whether Kennedy's New York nominating petitions should be invalidated ended Thursday without Justice Christina Riba issuing an immediate decision. Any ruling by the trial judge is expected to be appealed. A voters' lawsuit backed by a Democrat-aligned PAC claims Kennedy's state nominating petition falsely listed a residence in New York City's Tony northern suburbs, while he actually has lived in the Los Angeles area since 2014, when he married Curb Your Enthusiasm actor Cheryl Hines. If Kennedy's petition were to be ruled invalid, the New York Board of Elections would remove him from the 2024 ballot, a spokeswoman for the board said. Getting knocked off the ballot in New York also could lead to lawsuits in other states where his campaign listed the same address. So basically somebody found that, hey, Kennedy's petition to get on the ballot is invalid because he listed a false address. He's saying that he lives in New York when in reality he lives in LA. Kennedy is firing back by saying, hey, you know what? Everything I have, all my business is conducted in the address in New York. All my legal documents, everything is mailed there at my address in New York. So, they're trying to find each and every way to get Kennedy off the ballot. They don't want him off the ballot because they feel like he's going to be problematic for the Democrat Party. They think that he's going to take voters away from Kamala Harris. I don't know. They're thinking a lot of bullshit, but they play dirty tricks. Politics is what they call it. Because they've been doing this for a long time. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but when Bernie was running and he was challenging Hillary Clinton, they basically played every dirty trick in the book. And when Bernie tried to sue the Democrat Party, they came back and said, hey, you can't sue the Democrat Party because the Democrat Party is a private entity. It's not a public entity. It doesn't respond to the people. So they can do whatever they want. They can change the rules as much as they want because it is their right to do so. They're a private entity. Holy shit, guys. Just when you thought the Democrat Party was very democratic, apparently it's not. It's a private entity. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do, and it's not very democratic now, is it? I feel like in a real representative republic or a democracy, the people should be allowed to vote for whoever the fuck they want to vote for. That's the whole point of this process. You elect who you think is going to be the best leader. But no, we don't have that in this country. We have a system in which they tell you who you're going to vote for. This is your option. You either vote for this guy or this guy. This is all you have. Choose between those two. How is that different from when you're voting in a communist or in a socialist country and they tell you you can choose between this guy and this guy, but you're gonna choose between this guy. I know you will. I know you're gonna choose between this guy because, come on, you right? You're gonna choose. You're gonna vote for this guy, right? I know you will. Anyways, I'm just saying. How are we different from a fucking banana republic, right? How are we different from a third world country? How? We're doing the same dirty shit they're doing. All right. What's next? What do we have next on the list? So, Joe Rogan apparently is suing MSNBC. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's a video in which Joe Rogan, one of his podcast episodes, he was supporting, or he was talking about Tulsi Gabbard, and he was saying how she's the perfect candidate. She's a female. She's a person of color. She's a vet who served overseas in the combat zone. He was saying how she's the perfect, and in a fair world, she would be the perfect candidate. And he went on to say, they want to beat Trump no matter who, no matter what. He went on to say a lot of things. When you make a podcast, you say a lot of shit. Half of the things I say here, I don't remember the next day or the minute after. So, unfortunately, MSNBC came in. There was another recent podcast episode in which Joe Rogan briefly mentioned Kamala Harris. And MSNBC took that clip, matched it, or mix and matched it with the clip when he's talking about Tulsi Gabbard, and they made it seem like he was actually endorsing Kamala Harris, like he was speaking positively about her. So, again, dirty shit that they pull here. Let's read a little bit about this. I shouldn't have taken off my glasses. I can't see a damn thing. Who am I kidding here? I just wanted you guys to see my eyes for a little bit. There you go. Joe Rogan has surfaced back on the headlines. Only this time, it's all because of a lawsuit, or rather the speculation of an impending one. So we don't know if this is true or not. Speculation. It all started with the episode 2182 of the Joe Rogan Experience, where the UFC color commentator was critical of Kamala Harris. But what did MSNBC do? They posted a video that made it seem like Rogan was endorsing the vice president in her presidential race. That has reportedly prompted him to file a lawsuit against the media house. On August 5th, self-proclaimed independent journalist Officer Liu tweeted, "Breaking: Joe Rogan sues MSNBC for $30 million for deceptively editing clips from his podcast to make it seem like he was pro-Harris." So what was in the video? Joe Rogan and his guest Michael Malice talked about the current state of the 2024 presidential elections. Therein, he made an argument that people are giving into the bullshit in a way that I never suspected people would before. He simply pointed out that considering she's going against ex-POTUS Donald Trump, he could see Harris winning. That was one part of the video shared by MSNBC along with the clips that weren't about Harris. In the video, Rogan says she is a strong woman. She is a person who served overseas twice. She was a congresswoman for 8 years. She is a person of color. She's everything you want, although the commentator subsequently said she's going to win. Referring to Kamala Harris, the first section of his quote wasn't about the vice president. It was about former U.S. Representative and political commentator Tulsi Gabbard. However, MSNBC posted this video with the caption, Joe Rogan predicts a Kamala Harris victory in November, making it seem like he praised Harris. Now, Joe Rogan, if he is suing MSNBC, which I hope he is because they deserve it, has had a bad history with the media, with these media companies. Remember how they did him dirty with COVID? When he got COVID, CNN posted a clip of him, and they made him look very pale compared to how he normally looks. The video that Joe Rogan posted, was natural. He looked healthy, just a little bit sick, but for the most part healthy. The video that CNN put out made him look like he was pale, like he was dying. I mean, they did him dirty. So I understand what Joe Rogan's, man. In addition, they started talking crap about him. They said that he took horse dewormer because he took that medicine. What was that medicine called? That's supposed to be like a miracle medicine. He took that, and CNN, I think even MSNBC, they all started talking shit, laughing at him, making fun of him, saying that he was taking horse dewormer, that it's a horse medicine. And come to find out, And see, at the time, I believed that. I was like, what the fuck? Why is this retard taking that shit? Do a little bit of research, come to find out, oh, wait, no, this is healthy for humans. This is a miracle fucking medicine. It helps people. It's not just for horses. It's for human beings, too. There's different types. It's like saying antibiotics are for horses. Horses can take antibiotics, meant for horses. Human beings can take antibiotics, meant for human beings. You know what I mean? So, it just goes to show how they're very disingenuous. How they're liars. They formulate shit, and why are we trusting these large media corporations? Like, this is the reason why people follow podcasts now. This is the reason why people follow independent journalists on YouTube, on Spotify, because you can't trust these people anymore. You can't trust the media anymore. They'll take something, they'll spin it. I mean, they are the ones that are creating the division. I fully believe that they are the ones creating the division in our country. They are the ones dividing us because they make things look so exaggerated. They'll take a topic and they'll make it look like the other side is trying to end the country, and they have us at war with each other for no fucking reason. Look, liberals and conservatives, left wing, right wing, we're all people. There's moderates, there's extreme on one side, extreme on the other side. But at the end of the day, if we meet somewhere, we can see how much we have in common. I mean, if we talk to people on a day, I come in contact with different people on a daily basis. And if I just ignore their political views, a lot of times they're good fucking people, good people to talk to, have a conversation with about other things. We can talk about sports, we can talk about music, we can talk about cars, hobbies, making money, finances. But the minute you get into even I can even get into politics with a liberal in person, and we'll have a great conversation. But once we get online, everyone just goes fucking nuts. I don't know what the issue is, but I fully blame the news media. They're the ones dividing us. They're the ones blowing shit out of proportion. All the shit that they do is very inflammatory, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. All we can do is talk to each other, make connections, human connections in person. See that the other side is not so bad after all. We just have different ideas how we want the country to go. All right. Some of us want the country to go in one direction. Some of us want the country to go in another direction. That's okay. Let the best ideas win at the end of the day. We're going to fight hard at the ballot. We're going to fight hard at the ballot. I'm not going to fight you in person. We're not going to go to war. We're not going to go to civil war for these ideas. Let's fight at the ballot. Let the best idea win. And let's get on with our lives. If you lose, you lose. Wake up, vote, invite more people to vote next time. Use the system to your advantage. And let's get together. Let's meet in the middle. What do we both want? Left and right, moderates. What do we all want that we can agree on? Let's focus on that first. Let's get things done. And then we can focus on our differences and how we want that country to go and all that. But let's focus on something in the middle first. But can we do that? Can we actually do that as a nation? Or are we screwed? Damn, I can see my farmer's tan in this. Goddamn, my farmer's tan is crazy, yo. Jesus. All right, and what's the last topic for the day, if I even have one? I know I ranted a lot and I got out of topic a lot. Oh, yeah. Last thing I wanted to talk about. So, apparently Joe Rogan, on one of his podcasts, again, when you do a podcast, you say a lot of shit that, me, for example, I'm drinking while I'm doing my podcast. So, more than 90% of the time I say dumb shit that I probably don't mean, or maybe I do mean it, but I exaggerate it. Well, you're bound to say shit when you speak, when you just talk for long periods of time. You're going to say something that's going to anger somebody. Joe Rogan recently said that RFK Jr. was the only candidate that made sense to him. People took this as an endorsement and they went wild with it. Donald Trump went on X, formerly known as Twitter, and he posted, "It'll be interesting to see how loudly Joe Rogan gets booed at the next UFC event." So here comes Donald Trump being Donald Trump. He does what he does best. He talks shit. And, Rogan responds, "Hey, wait a minute, man. I did not endorse anybody. I did not endorse RFK Jr. Please don't come at me with that BS. I'm just a dude talking. Look, it's unfortunate Joe Rogan doesn't realize the influence that he has. Doesn't realize the type of celebrity that he is. He's a fucking A-type celebrity at this point. He's no longer a small-time celebrity. No, this guy is fucking worldwide at this point. Everybody knows who fucking Joe Rogan is. He has the number one podcast. I mean, Tucker Carlson is giving him a run for his money, but he has the number one podcast in the world right now. And he really, unfortunately, doesn't realize the power that he has. This man's probably started this podcast so he can drink, smoke weed with his buddies, and discuss shit just like I do here. Drink, smoke, talk shit. Poor Joe Rogan probably thought, hey, this is going to be fun. Little did he know he was going to become such an influential figure in politics without wanting to. So, I think that he should either realize the power that he has, that he's going to keep getting in trouble for shit that he says, and kind of just flow with it, ignore it, just let it go. Or otherwise he won't be able to do his podcast anymore, because there's always going to be something. He's always going to get into some kind of trouble. He's been in trouble so many times. And he's almost uncancelable. You can't cancel Joe Rogan. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll keep doing what he does. People love Joe Rogan. Everyone loves Joe Rogan. The left, the right, moderates, everyone loves Joe Rogan. So, this whole situation with Trump, I hope they come to, an agreement. They come to peace. I really want to see Trump on the Joe Rogan podcast, man. Like, a lot of people want to see this. Why hasn't he invited him? Does he not like him? Like, what's going on with that, Joe? Come on, Joe. Get my boy Trump in there. Let him speak. Let him give us 2 cents. Let him talk. Who better to interview Trump than Joe Rogan? Come on, guys. Wouldn't that be a great podcast? I mean, that would probably break the ceiling and probably break numbers, okay? Records, okay? If Trump went on the Joe Rogan podcast. I mean, I think that would be great. Now, Trump is the type of guy that can give a 2-hour speech using only 5 words. I don't know how he does it. He's very, very skillful at this. The same 5 words, he can mix and match. He can put them in different orders and create various sentences for 2 hours straight. Trump is a genius at doing that. I like Trump, guys. I just like to make fun of him sometimes. But I would really, and I know a lot of people would really love to see that. Joe Rogan and Trump having a conversation together. Joe Rogan doesn't even take it like an interview. To him, it's more of a conversation. Yo, let's talk. You're right here. I'm right here. Let's talk. Let's talk shit. I can see Trump, sipping on something, a little whiskey maybe. I don't know if he drinks. But what if he sparks up a joint with Joe Rogan? They start. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be sick? I mean, come on. I'm telling you right now, Trump will get even more votes after that. All of Gen Z, all the voting age Gen Z kids would certainly vote for him. I'll tell you that much. Millennials definitely vote for him. I'll tell you that much. Gen X, fucking pothead motherfuckers, definitely vote for him. So, we'll see. Guys, this is it. I'm going to cut it short, 45 minutes in. I got a lot of shit to do tonight. So, thank you guys for sticking with me. Tell me what you think. Go on ahead and give me a thumbs up, please. It helps the algorithm. I mean, that's what people say. I just follow what they say. Go on ahead and share the shit. Listen to it. Comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me how I can improve. Thank you guys for sticking around. You guys are the best. I'm outro.
This was another episode of Whiskey Talk with Mario.